systemic issue on the rails in this country. They need to show them the United States government takes it seriously when you put our workers in danger and when you put our communities in danger.
Which side are you on?
East Palestine, we are now a little over the first anniversary of the disaster that happened in East Palestine, Ohio, where a Norfolk Southern train derailed, spilling a bunch of toxic chemicals, and then, in order to clear the tracks more quickly, Norfolk Southern decided to detonate the toxic materials. Since then, it has later come to light that that was not necessary. That was 100% unnecessary to do, to detonate these, to burn these chemicals. That was totally unnecessary, and because of that, there's all sorts of chemicals in the air in the town, and it has caused an increase of disease, and people worried especially about long-term effects. This is a very serious situation, and there are people now in East Palestine and across the country that are calling on Joe Biden to declare the East Palestine, the disaster, a mass casualty incident site. There's going to be a big event next Saturday, March 23rd, 2024 at 12 noon in East Palestine, Ohio. But if you're not in East Palestine and you can't attend in person, you can endorse the campaign initiated by Justice for East Palestine Residents and Workers by contacting Chris at 724-650-0304. Again, you can contact Chris at 724-650-0304 to endorse the campaign to have President Joe Biden make East Palestine a mass casualty incident site. You can also email him at albright1776@comcast.net. That is ALBRIGHT 1776@comcast.net. If you individually or an organization that you are a part of would like to endorse this campaign, and you should, then please reach out to those folks, because, like I said, there are some serious health effects that are being felt by the residents of the town because of the corporate greed of Norfolk Southern. You know, in addition to the fact that the burning of the toxic chemicals did not have to happen. They could have been cleaned another way, in a way that would be less detrimental to the health and safety of the residents. That could have happened if it was allowed to proceed in a more careful and slow and methodical way. But Norfolk Southern wanted to open the tracks as soon as possible so that they could again begin carrying lots of stuff through East Palestine so that they could continue to make more profits. That is why the toxic chemicals were burned in East Palestine. Not because that had to happen. And that's official. That has come out recently. There's official reports. Totally unnecessary. Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate. There were better ways to do it. In addition to that, the incident happening at all is a result of the greed and corporate negligence on behalf of Norfolk Southern. Remember, we had a big, long interview, and you can find this. You can just search YouTube, The Valley Labor Report, East Palestine. We've talked to railroad workers about how Norfolk Southern's corporate policies have been decreasing emphasis on safety, on appropriate staffing, on worker well-being, and all of those are combining to make crashes like these, derailments, more likely and more numerous. And in fact, since East Palestine, every other rail company besides Norfolk Southern has seen an increase in derailments. Norfolk Southern, because of all the eyes on that company in particular, has decreased their derailments, but not by enough, and they haven't done enough changes to their corporate culture to actually fix the root of the problem. But every other train company has actually increased derailments since East Palestine. It's just an insane state of affairs that they are being allowed to do this and to not only put the workers in harm's way, but communities like East Palestine. Absolutely unacceptable. And the federal government should be stepping in. In the whole broad situation, the federal government should step in and declare East Palestine a mass casualty incident site because, and I didn't say why that's important. That's important because that opens up federal funds to provide for health care and, obviously property values in East Palestine have plummeted because are you going to go and buy a house in East Palestine right now? Probably not, right? Property values have plummeted, and so declaring it a mass casualty incident site will help families recoup some of these costs and will help provide for the provision of health care, which those bills are adding up for so many families, and a lot of these families are going into debt because of the health care costs. And so it's incredibly important that Joe Biden do this. But then even beyond that, like I said, and I explained, there's a huge, broader, more systemic issue on the rails in this country that need to be addressed by the Department of Transportation and by the National Transportation and Safety Board. They need to come down like a hammer on all of these companies and, show them that the United States government takes it seriously when you put our workers in danger and when you put our communities in danger. We should not allow this to continue, and these companies should have the books thrown at them every time there is a derailment that could have been prevented, which is the vast majority of derailments. Every single time it happens, they should have the book thrown at them. So we're obviously going to keep track of this situation. We have on April the 6th, so like 2 or 3 weeks from now, we're going to be talking to railroad workers again because their contract negotiations are coming back up. So we're going to be talking to them about some of the issues and some of the ways that their union and the workers affected are trying to fight back against these systemic issues. And so, mark your calendars for that because that's going to be a good conversation. Railroad Workers United always sends good folks, knowledgeable folks to talk about this. Just absolutely unacceptable stuff going on. So reach out to the folks involved in this campaign to declare East Palestine a mass casualty incident site, and don't let the pressure up because this is should not be allowed to continue this situation. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.